Okay, welcome back students. This is the second video. I want to show how to use the spherical geometry app that we looked at in class. So the spherical geometry app works much like GeoGebra did earlier. In fact, it's based on GeoGebra. So behind the scenes here, the creator of this app did quite a bit of programming, Heather Pierce, to make this work for us. What we have available here is a tool menu, and on this menu is a point, and then we have some other options: the antipodal point, spherical midpoint, and the intersection. So I can create 2 points, for example, on my sphere. And then over here are my line tools. I can create a spherical line, also known as a great circle. I can also create a spherical segment, which connects part of the spherical line. So I will hide this spherical line, clicking on that button. And now I will create the spherical segment connecting A to B, and there it is. You may notice that when I created this spherical segment, I also come up with this measurement over here called D, and D is giving me the length of this segment, I believe. And that length is going to be measured in none other than radians. So if you look at this length, right now these 2 points are about halfway across the sphere. And if the 2 points were antipodal points, then the distance would be 3.14, and that's the maximum pi radians apart. So that is what we're looking at there. Bring that point back. This tool here allows me to rotate the graphics view, and so I can turn the graphics view around. If you let it go, it'll just spin. This is a good way to spend a couple of hours zoning out. No, don't do that. Stop the spinning. I can create a triangle, for example, by giving myself a third point, and then constructing the segment connecting A to C and C back to B, just like that. I can also do constructions, for example, the spherical midpoint, which will be the midpoint between 2 points. So if I click on 2 points, it will find me the midpoint. And then I can use that, for example, to do a construction. So for example, I can do the spherical ray from A through D. And that'll create a ray that'll go exactly a half great circle. Notice that this is dynamic, so if I move my dynamic geometry environment, then the midpoint stays the midpoint on this segment BC, just like that. And this ray, rather than doing the ray, I could also do a spherical line connecting A to D, and that will show me the full line going around the entire great circle there. The last things I can do is I can measure an angle. So I can ask this to give me the measurement of the angle here. And that measurement will show up here in really tiny text. I can also see that up here in my list of objects. So here you see all my list of objects that are showing up in this picture here. And that's basically it. This is your introduction to the spherical geometry constructions. We can do other things like a circle, which is pretty amazing. So as you construct a circle, it'll create a circle on the sphere that's linked to those points. And this is rather interesting to look at as you watch these circles move around the sphere. So with that, I will wrap up and let you explore this in more detail. Have fun.